That Sam was an old-fashioned as you can get, especially when it came to technology. He refused to own a microwave, a cordless phone, CD player, anything like living in medieval times. Man, he had his wall full of records that he could go on about for hours, making us listen to golden oldies when we are supposed to be playing cards. It wasn't too unusual, holding thing to the past. But one thing that always bugged me was that TV of his. High definition was all in rage, but here was Sam, with his black and white RCA from the Stone Age. I mean, you had to turn the dial to change the channels, and there was only 13 of them. I don't even know how he got that kind of signal. He used to say that God kept the shows coming. Maybe he believed the spirit of his dead wife, Angie, was beaming the cable down from heaven. Come to think of it, this technology, businesses all started when she died. Makes sense, I guess. The loss of a loved one can change us in odd ways. I think Sam wanted to stop time, or go backwards even. But even there was never any sadness there. It must have been about respect. Respect of things that had gotten old and now were being forgotten. I'm sorry I've ever stepped into fixing what thought was broken. 2009 rolled around and the time had finally come for a standard definition to take a hike, but Sam was completely out of the loop. They're switching everyone over to HD, I told him. You won't be able to watch TV anymore unless you do the switch. I don't know if that was really true, but Sam said it wouldn't matter anyway. I tried to get him to call the cable company and talk to them about it, but he insisted that he didn't have a provider. I asked him where his cable bills come from, and he just looked at me. Maybe I was overstepping as a friend and neighbor, but honestly I thought I was doing the man a service. Wouldn't be happier with the crystal clear coloring on the big screen. 20 years ago Angie's died. 20 years was long enough. But what about the hell did I know? Time was different for people like Sam. People who have lost their spouse. But they have to go on living. The same thing happened to my dad. It's no wonder I never married. Every year, Sam went fishing with his brother for 2 weeks up in Maine. Being one of the most trusted neighbor, I had the key to his place in case of emergencies. But that year I abused his trust and did something I'll regret for the rest of my life. I called out the cable company, post Sam has, and had cable installed in his house. Even I bought him a brand new 32 television and had them put in the bills by my name. Sound like a good deed, right? Totally illegal, but a good deed nevertheless. Well, I all thought it was brilliant and exciting, imagining Sam's face when he would walk in and see the future he had dropped right into his living room. Hell, we all threw a little party of sorts in his house to celebrate. What a bunch of jackasses we were, putting ourselves in the back like we'd saved the guy from oppressive regime known as standard definition. I placed his beloved hunk of junk right next to the thin black beauty for a nice juxtaposed position, and the old and the new. Side by side, I knew he wouldn't be able to resist anything by trying a lot. Sam returned late one rainy night from his fishing trip. I'd been waiting up so I can see his reaction, but I was tired by that point. I looked out the kitchen window to his living room. The TV wasn't visible, and I knew it was on from the reflections of the glass. Man, I so wanted to call him and yell, "Surprise!" But it was more fun imagining what he must have been thinking. Maybe he thought God did it. I waited for something to happen. He was going to call and accuse me, or thank me. The phone never rang, so I assumed he didn't want to wake me up. I wondered if he had called the police, but no one showed. The waiting was driving me nuts. If I hadn't been already conked out, I would have gone over there. I wish I had. Early the past morning, I phoned him up. It just rang. No answering machine. So I went and banged on his door. I could hear the TV, but nothing else. It's not like I couldn't do any go right in, but I sensed something was wrong and just wanted Sam to come and tell me that everything was okay. I figured it was me who orchestrated the whole thing and that he was just angry. Apprehensive as all hell, I went in, leaving the door wide open. A nervous violin crescendo escalated to climax and then vanished, followed by a horrible scream that startled something out of fierce. It sounded like one of those slasher films. I didn't recall Sam being a fan, but with over 100 channels, there was bound to stumble across all kinds of garbage. I called out his name from the front hallway as I crept up towards the living room. When he didn't respond, I thought he might have passed out from watching TV all night. But when I noticed his old RCA had fallen to the floor, face down was not a good sign. As I gently lifted back up to the table, but there was Sam's body lying right next to it, face down as well. He had a hand clutching his heart and another reaching for something. Probably the TV, but with the way he fell, I'm not sure which one. I quickly turned him over to check his pulse. Needless to say, he was gone. That face still haunts me. His mouth agape, and his eyes all bugged out and bloodshot. It's not something you forget easily. After the cops showed up, I spent a lonely night in jail. No charges were filed, yes. I was technically a criminal. But the coroner said that Sam had died of a heart attack. Must have been from the bejesus scared out of him by something, he suggested. And Sam's age and apparent heart condition. Well, you can see where this is going. I guess high definition is just too real for some people. Although in retrospect, knowing that I know about the man, there could be more to it than that. I still have Sam's old television up on the shelf. The screen's cracked a little, but the picture's okay. Sometimes I would swear it would turn on by itself when I'm not in the room. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. I just go up to it and say, "Sorry, buddy," and give it 2 light pats on the side. I didn't mean it, too. I'm really sorry, Sam. I guess you're with Angie now, making sure to keep the shows coming.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video. And I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please, stay pretty.